What's going on, football fans? This is 4th and Goal. I'm Cameron Banks.
I'm Alan Teetle.
John Foster.
Here to talk some NFL sports news and talk about Week 11 and this amazing week we've had, man.
It's been crazy, man. We've seen a lot. We've seen a couple of new faces at the quarterback position for a couple different teams. A lot of surprise wins this week, guys. A lot.
Well, the first one off top was the Thursday night game that we saw. Seattle versus the Green Bay Packers.
Right.
Seattle pulls out a major win against the Packers. Was that expected? Yeah.
I don't know if it was necessarily expected. I mean, Seattle's had a really hot and cold season. But, I mean, the Packers are hurt. They have no wide receivers at all. And with losing Jimmy Graham to this broken thumb, I think the Packers are in a tough spot right now.
Well, they lost, I think, 2 defensive linemen during that game. So, I mean, they couldn't stop them. And Seattle's been coming on strong. So Seattle is a legit team.
Yeah.
I think they've had a rough season. Their record's not showing really who they are. They're a legit team. And the Packers are legit too. But when you got an offense of Seattle running at you and you don't have your 2 guys on, I mean, it's hard to stop.
You're not wrong.
Absolutely, man.
Another big one that we saw this week was the start of Lamar Jackson's career as a quarterback in the NFL. He had 27 rushes, though. He accumulated over 100 yards, but 27 rushes out of the gate for a quarterback? It's a different breed of cat.
That's off the charts, man. He had more rushes than people like Ezekiel Elliott yesterday. It was a phenomenal performance for somebody for their first start, but that's just not how you get the guy really acclimated to your system. You don't want him thinking that he has to do that much to help you win a game.
And he did do a lot of really positive things. I think that a lot of the options that they were running for him, the QB draws that they were running for Lamar Jackson, really helped that running game. Because, you know, as of late, the Baltimore Ravens, released the last 2-3 years, have had upwards of 3 running backs who they run consistent, like Alex Collins, Allen. They run all of these guys. But now adding Lamar Jackson to an already healthy running back core, didn't see a lot of Ty Montgomery yesterday. Still haven't seen any of that.
Very true.
But seeing the dynamic offense they ran yesterday, I think it's all systems go in Baltimore.
They're going to get him killed. No, you can't be doing that to your quarterback.
Right,
He'll be done. He's going to be done. Harbaugh doesn't care. Harbaugh's getting out of there. And obviously he says, well, I don't care if the quarterback gets killed. Because you can't do that to your quarterback. What do you got, a quarterback that's a running back? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, these are the Michael Vick days.
Whatever.
And it's difficult because I think as much as we like to think that the Ravens played an excellent game, I believe that the Bengals are missing A.J. Green more than they know. And that's the reason why they weren't able to put up the points and compete on the offensive side of the ball.
Right. And Tyler Boyd is actually filling that A.J. Green hole very well. Had another huge game yesterday.
Yeah.
And guys, I have to say it, Andy Dalton is still a pretty darn good quarterback.
When he wants to be, especially in the division. He's a great quarterback within our division. I know I'm a Steelers Nations fan, and we pulled off a major win against the Jags yesterday.
Man. Those Jags were putting the hurt on you.
Yeah, they were, man. Down 16-0 at the half, and then coming back 20 unanswered points. Big Ben taking it to himself and stretching across the line, man. It was a fantastic, and the Steelers are on a streak, and that's the one team that you have to beat in the AFC if you want to win the Super Bowl this year. I know the Patriots are shoe-in favorites, but if you beat the Steelers, I think you win the championship.
Yeah. The Steelers, they're going to be a team, and the other team is the Colts right now. The hottest team in football, maybe the Colts, the Steelers. Steelers didn't have an impressive win yesterday, but they got through it, you know. But the Colts, very impressive right now, guys.
They went in and took care of business at Tennessee. And seeing Andrew Luck finally coming in off of these injuries that he's been riddled with the past couple of years, and finally coming back and showing his dominance again, it's really great to see.
Yeah, Andrew Luck is looking like an incredible quarterback. I mean, even before the injuries, he was an incredible pick for them. They were hoping he would be the second coming of Peyton Manning. But to see him and another quarterback coming off an injury, Carson Wentz, the change in the play style. Andrew Luck's playing with a lot more confidence and beating up on teams that they should be beating up on. But Philly gets stumped by New Orleans yesterday, and it was just an embarrassing show by Carson Wentz.
Yeah,
and I think that
start to finish.
I think that the Philadelphia Eagles are going through one of the most dramatic Super Bowl slumps that we've seen in recent memory.
Yeah.
And I think it has a lot to do with Wentz still not being comfortable with that knee, and moving on from that, not having a solid run game, guys. Without Jay Ajayi, Smallwood, Clements, these guys are not the guys that you're handing off to 20, 25 times a game.
Yeah,
They're just not.
It's true. 41 points is like the highest deficit for a team that was a Super Bowl champ last year. So seeing that stat put up against them, against the New Orleans Saints, which they're playing incredible ball.
I was about to say, there's no
doubt about it.
there's no love loss there because let's be real. The Saints are the best team in the NFC right now.
Yeah,
like through and through.
Best team in the NFL.
Best team. I mean, they are because like you especially in the NFC, you look at they beat the Rams.
That's cute.
They beat that's cute. Oh my god,
That's cute.
They beat the Rams, guys, and the defense is real. And the reason that they're, I mean, I would actually garner and say that the Saints' defense is not as good as their offense by any stretch, but that offense is giving that defense enough time to rest and be ready to come out on the next series and dominate. And it was shown yesterday.
How about when the Rams get beat tonight by Kansas City?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If KC can come out and beat the Rams tonight, which is totally doable, Kareem Hunt, Tyreek Hill, that Patrick Mahomes connection can definitely beat up on the Rams. But the Rams are still loaded at every position.
Yeah, and the defense, I don't know. We'll see. We're going to see a high-powered offense against a great defense.
I could see each of these teams. I mean, I could see the over-under total for this game being around 80.
Yeah, well, Coach McVay has really got Jared Goff under his wing and showing him exactly how to run in late game situations. And he's shown that he can actually audible out of these problems that they create on the field now.
Right.
So seeing them go against KC is going to really be a high-powered offensive show. But I think defensively right now, the Rams have the stronger defense, and that's why I believe they'll pull out the win against them.
There you go. But biggest upset for me yesterday was the Denver Broncos beating the San Diego Chargers.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane. They won 23-22. Case Keenum still finding a way to win.
Minnesota made a big mistake letting him go.
They
lost their dynamic. This guy, not only did he win games for him last year, he was the player that won that game. Has the guy that replaced him at Minnesota, has he done that one time this season yet where he was the man? I don't think so.
Kirk Cousins, and that was probably one of the more disappointing games yesterday for us as well, is that, the Bears walked in and they dominated Minnesota last night. I mean, for like the game, the final score would lead you to believe that it was a closer game, but I mean, they made up a lot of those points in garbage time. And the Bears, though, have just been dominant all year. Now walking out at 7-3, and these Bears have sole control of the NFC North.
The Bears are coming.
They're coming,
they're
man.
back.
And with the Packers as hurt as they are, and I realized that the Lions beat up on the Panthers yesterday, but they're still not going to be. The Lions aren't going to be there. The Packers aren't going to be there. The Vikings are done. I think with a 4-5-1 record,
Wow.
they're done.
Yeah, that's a change.
And that's a very hard fall to see because I at first had Adam Thielen as my MVP.
Same,
for the
I
season.
know. In the past couple weeks, he's just fallen off.
Yeah, I think he's fallen off more because of the quarterback play. We saw that last night against the Bears. But Mitchell Trubisky is showing us exactly how to give the amount of possession that you need to keep your defense involved in the game.
Right.
Because had it not been for Mitchell Trubisky game managing this entire game, I think we see a different outcome on the other end of it.
And Mitch had a couple of bad plays. He threw a couple of interceptions, but never any big mistakes that hurt them enough to lose games.
I agree.
And that's all you can ask from a young quarterback.
It was a surprise for me that the Giants had beat up on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man.
Yeah, man.
Especially with Ryan Fitzpatrick being set and Jameis Winston coming back into the fold and trying to lead the team back. I mean, a lot of those points were off the strength of Jameis Winston. Do you think they just trying to pay him so they have to pay him anyway? Play him because you got to pay him?
I think so. I really do.
You got to find out what he has. I mean,
I think the Bucs know
put him
exactly
out
what
there.
they have with Jameis Winston, but I also think that they are still in that limbo where they don't know what to do with him yet. They don't know if they're going to continue to pay him. Do we play him to show his skill set so maybe we can trade him at the end of the season?
Well, the scary thing about Jameis's contract is that if he gets hurt, he gets at least $20 million.
Yep.
There is a clause in his contract, so I think they're trying not to let him get hurt. But if I was Jameis, I'd be banging up my knees against some walls. I'd be jumping off the stairs. I'd be doing whatever I can to get that $20 million.
Another wrinkle yesterday. I know we already ran over the Texans in the local coverage this morning, but big thing about that Alex Smith injury, if he never comes back, he is still guaranteed almost $70 million.
$70 million.
And very much so. I know that injuries aren't something that we like to talk about or think of as something that could solidify you as a player, but we saw Joe Theismann go down with the same injury, and they took care of him for life. And it should be the same way for Alex.
Right. 33 years to the day, guys. That is
32
insane.
to date. That's
It is
crazy.
insane.
And then Joe Theismann was there watching.
I know.
Yeah.
Sonny
It is
Jurgensen
very-
had all those. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
And those
Very
Texans put out a
strange.
win against them either way it went, though. The
Yep.
Texans put out an excellent win against the Redskins that game.
7 games in a row, baby.
Absolutely. And Dallas gets to beat up on Atlanta as well. What's
It's
that
true.
about?
I mean, Atlanta is such a Jekyll and Hyde team. I
Yeah.
mean, they
Jekyll and
week
Hyde.
in and week
Well
out.
put.
Matty Ice is either there or he's not.
Yeah, true.
And with losing their running backs in the early part of the season, the Falcons have just been fighting for position all year.
Yeah.
Very true. They have been very streaky, one-off wins here and there, getting people off of bye weeks. They've just been getting, I hate the word luck in football, but they've just been getting a little too lucky.
Well, they lost their offensive coordinator. He took over this other team, I think, and that kind of that hurts you when you lose a guy that is a big part of that prolific, explosive offense, and now it's gone. So
Yeah, I agree, man. I don't know about you all. Well, actually, I do. I know you all are ready for Week 12 of NFL football.
Yes.
Big time.
And we'll be here next week to give you all of our picks and give you all the information you need for the season. This has been 4th and Goal. I'm Cameron Banks.
And I'm Alan Tito.
John Foster.
Feel free to like, share, and subscribe to all our videos. Hit the notification bell so you can get all of our videos as soon as they're posted. We'll be here for you next week.
That's right.